So let's go back to this example. Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
So how can I help you?
Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd.
Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around?
At 12 p.m.
We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15.
Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.?
Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for?
Just a woman's haircut for now.
Okay, we have a 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. is fine.
Okay, what's her first name?
The first name is Lisa.
Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Great. Have a great day. Bye.
Hello everyone, welcome back to this week's On Talk. My name is Jack and I'm going to be your host once again, and we have a really interesting topic for you today, and we're going to be a specialist in that field, and here he is. Hello Dave.
Hi,
How are you? What have you been doing?
Nothing, just doing some research about AI.
Wow, coincidence. We're going to talk about that exact topic, and I was hoping that you can give us a few ideas about what's like to work in your field.
No problem.
So yeah, let's go somewhere else. So Dave, considering that you are a kind of technical or AI aficionado, when did this topic interest you, and when did you start finding out about it?
Well, actually about 2 years ago, I was not that interested in AI. In fact, I didn't know what it is. But then I got a phone and I realized there's a Google Assistant, and I found it's really helpful because unlike the stereotype we used to have about robots, Google Assistant is really smart and it can do a lot of things that I wanted to. And so I started to pay my interest in artificial intelligence, and I found that this is a really interesting topic, and it's a new subject as well. And the more I investigate, the more I realize that it's really worth investing my time into.
Well, sounds really interesting, and I bet that our viewers at home would love to hear more about this topic. So, just to begin with, can you tell us what is AI or what is robotics specifically?
Well, to summarize the definition, it would be really long and hard. So I will point out the differences. So AI is basically a computer intelligence that tries to demonstrate natural intelligence like human or any kind of animals. And the robots is like basically a machine that is capable of doing a series that consists of complex activities. So you can basically think that AI is kind of the brain and machines or robots are kind of the body.
That's really easy to understand.
Yeah.
So just to make it a bit clearer for our viewers, can you give a couple of examples of AI and robots in real life?
The use of robots have been really popular since the last decade. Its most common use is in manufacture, especially in car factories or smartphone factories. The best thing about robots is that they are able to do a single task perfectly over and over again, and really heavy-duty tasks as well. So it's perfect for tasks like moving objects one location to another or doing simple assembly activities. AI is really new, and its application is not commonly used, but actually it's been applied for quite a while now without people noticing it. For example, in hospitals, they actually use AIs to take notes more precisely. And it's as simple as in our phones, we have Google Assistant and Siri.
So now we're going to move to the more practical side of things. So obviously AI and robots are a huge industry, or rather a potential industry in the future, because you said that AI and robots are created to replicate the human intelligence. So why do we need them?
Well, in fact, human body and human mind is not perfect, and people might say our brain is kind of lazy, but I think it's becoming it is efficient, and replicating the human brain will actually help us in a lot of ways. For example, you might have a YouTube account, and every time you open YouTube, there's a bunch of YouTube videos recommendations for you. It's actually the algorithm of the AI that studies your video watching habit and actually recommends those videos just for you. So basically, AI is born to make our lives easier and more efficient in a lot of ways. And robots, they are most likely to be found in factories because we're not perfect. So we don't have that kind of strength or that kind of ability to do a single task over and over again, like precisely 100%. So that's when robots comes in, and they can do it seamlessly thousands of times with no mistake. And that's when robots and AI really shine.
So basically they are born or they're created to eliminate human errors in a lot of things. Okay, so that's the industry. So people can get used to having a robot working for them. So what do you think, or how can robots be used in households?
Yeah, in real life, I haven't met that much applications of robots and AI in household. But the most common thing that I find that is somewhat robotic is the smart fridge, which is basically a fridge that can show you its status and do some simple tasks you ask it to do. But I can already see some implications of AI in the future. For example, Google Home, that basically is a smart speaker for your house, and you can basically ask anything to do simple tasks in your house, like turn off the lights or open the garage. But having some kind of assistant to do this for us is way more. When Google Assistant and Siri was first born, we didn't think that far yet. Just asking it what's the weather like and what's the definition of this word or another word. Now it can set an appointment for us, and we can start to see in the foreseeable future that there's gonna be more and more that these smart assistants, these virtual assistants can do for us, and the application is limitless.
Obviously they have made quite a bit of progress, but they still have a long way to go before they become practical for everyday use. So yeah, when robots or AI first appeared, obviously it worries a lot of people. So to go into that topic, how will our lives change with robots and AI doing everyday tasks? Like, will it change for the better? Will it change for the worse? What's your opinion?
Yeah, before diving into that question, let's watch a small video.
Yeah, let's do it.
Jimmy, would you like to play a game of rock, paper, scissors, robot style?
Sure.
Okay, let's get this game going. Show me your hand to start. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I won. This is a good beginning of my plan to dominate the human race.
Let's go.
Just kidding.
Yeah. You are incredible. It's so nice to meet you, Sophia.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Friend me on Facebook.
I will, yeah. All right, got it. Yeah. Sophia, everybody, thank you so much for bringing David. David, thank you.
So after seeing that clip, it's really hard to convince people that like AI is not one day gonna take over the world. But we shouldn't be that concerned because AI is the tool and human
controller.
Yeah, we control that tool. So basically, AI works on algorithms, and we could rewrite codes or adding more functions to a certain type of intelligence to do certain tasks for us, like medical or educational purpose. So in the future, it's not that scenario that like Ultron or the Terminators will take over the world.
Hopefully not.
But yeah, it's more likely that human and AI will work together because that's the best scenario for both of us, for both AIs and human. And working with AI, we could solve some problem that we can never thought that we thought were impossible. And I think that is the bright future for us. Well, unless some some code, some toxic code was tucked in the process and AI will take over the world. We're not talking about the scenario.
So hopefully in the future, AI and robots won't fall into like the wrong hands. I want to ask you a really special question. So in the future, of course, AI will serve as a tool to humans, but in various medias, they sort of become a part of our lives, more than just a helper. They have become our friends. They live among us. So do you think that will ever happen?
Definitely, because AI is in a lot of ways it mimics human emotion and human way of thinking. So the future that AI will one day actually be a human is inevitable. But we must draw a line between an AI and a human because, back to the first video, the employee who talked to Google Duplex didn't know that she was an AI. So she would talk to it like as if it was a normal person. And this could be concerning because a lot of people want to know that they talk to AI or not, because when they know, they will treat them differently. And I think it's vital because even if AI lives among us, there must be a line that must be drawn to help us from AI from being indistinguishable.
Yeah, obviously that problem is years away and we don't have to worry about it for the time being. So Dave, it's about time we wrap this up, and as usual, we always have a special question that we give to our viewers for them to a chance to win a very special prize. So can you please give us today's question?
Alright, so today's question is, who is the first robot citizen? And what is the name?
Can you repeat it?
Right.
Just in case that they didn't hear.
So, what's the name of the first robot citizen? That's it.
I hope you guys heard the question, because the first viewer to answer the question down in the comment section below will receive a really special prize from On Talk. And that's it for today. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.
Peace.